Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the September 26th Facebook post, and it's actually a 15-point post. So I'll just be going by it point by point, and hopefully I won't lose you along the way. I did it numerically because there's a lot of deep information. So if you get too much deep information in paragraph form, it's a little hard to digest, at least for me. So I have a little bit of a financial background, so numerically it's just easier for me to think about sometimes, if we kind of divide the sentences. And so that's what I did for this post. Hopefully, if you haven't left already, you will stick with me through the 15 points. Thank you. Point number one. Actually, the title. Understanding why people experience resentment. Number one, your truth is loving, compassionate, and forgiving. Okay, our truth, as I've mentioned in previous videos, we are our Creator's creation. We are love's creation. And love's expressions are some things like kindness, generosity, forgiveness, peace, joy. And so that is what we are. That is our true expression. Everything else is simply an invention of the ego, made in order to try and survive this illusionary world. Point number two. There are places within your mind that have bought into the ego's programming where you believe you are something you are not. Our family, our friends, society, parents, grandparents, they all taught us the best they could, but they only learned from the same fairy tale that their peers and their family had learned from. So that's the only way they can teach us. And because the ego is very active in this illusionary world, then some of the ego devices are taught to us. I mean, lovingly or not, they're taught to us. And so we accept it as real, and we accept something other than love as real. And we put it within our minds, and then we start reacting in this manner. And when we're reacting in this manner, we're reacting as someone we're not, but we think we are. Point number three. If you're holding on to resentment, you're holding onto one of these ego blocks to the awareness of the truth in you. Okay, so imagine these ego programmings that you accepted as real as actual blocks to the awareness of love's presence, to the awareness of truth's presence. And so you put blocks, resentment, of anger, of jealousy, of whatever. They're all actually the same thing. The ego will paint them in different ways, but they're the same things, just a block, blocking your awareness to the truth in you and in others. Point number four. You are here to express your true nature. Thus, when you support illusions of yourself, you will feel uneasy, as if something is blocking your connection to your natural self. Okay, you can play with the ego's blocks all you want. You can react with them all you want. You can react with judgment, anger, resentment, jealousy, all you want. It's free will. But every time you do, no matter what, you're not going to feel right. You're not going to feel just right. Even when the ego tells you, hey, you have every right to react with anger, and you do, you're not going to feel right. There's going to be something within you that says, this is just not the way that I should be reacting. This is just not aligned with my truest self. Point number five. When you are feeling this sense of unease, disconnection, you will consciously or unconsciously ask for help from God's source, your highest self, to assist in the removal of these blocks. Okay, when we are looking at this world through anger, judgment, resentment, jealousy, the ego's blocks, knowingly or not, when we start questioning why we reacted the way we did, why we reacted with anger or resentment, and we start to feel bad about it, we start to actually question. We start to question ourselves, like our inner selves, our true selves, of why we reacted this way. And that asking, when you're asking your truest self, because we're all one, you're asking the universe. And so when you react with resentment or thoughts of resentment, And then you question, I didn't quite feel right about that. Then when you're asking yourself, why didn't I feel quite right about this? Because the world taught the ego, well, you don't say the ego, but you say I was just taught this is the right way to react, and so I did. But then it doesn't feel right. And so then you ask your question to yourself, to your inner self, and that inner self is really the whole universe. And therefore you're asking the universe for assistance when you ask your inner self why you feel the way you feel. Point number 6. And so by consciously or unconsciously asking, praying, meditating for help / peace, you will be sent help. Ask and you shall receive. It's really that simple. Ask and you shall receive. You are asking. When you're going deep inside of it, saying, why do I feel this way about reacting in this manner when I've been taught that it's the right way to react, but I don't feel right about it? You're asking. You're asking your deeper self, you're asking your truest self this question, you're asking the universe this question. And the universe answers. There's no question that you can ask that the universe will not answer. And in fact, the universe, because we are all one, we already have the answers within us. And so all we're doing is, that question becomes kind of like a library card. And then you go to the book. You find the section in the library, and you get the book. Because all answers are already within you. All you need to do is ask the question. Ask, and you shall receive. Simple. Number 7. The individuals who can best make you physically aware of the blocks you are carrying within will be sent to you. Again, the universe is generous. The universe is loving. The universe is compassionate. The universe is growing. The universe wants you to grow. Everybody in the universe is on your side. They want you to grow too, and they want to grow. And so when you have an illusionary barrier, which you are now asking to release because of your question, those individuals who are vibratory matched to that illusionary block, because they, in some way or another, have that same block within them, they answer your call. And so you and them come together to release this block. And so you make a call, and the universe will send you the individuals you need to experience this illusionary block you have within your mind out in the physical world. And those individuals will volunteer for this. Volunteer to help you heal and help themselves heal. Number 8. Him, her, along with you, will make a spiritual commitment to each other to bring this illusionary program block into the physical form, so that light and understanding can better shine on it and help you see those blocks that separate you from your truth. We already talked about this a little bit. Every single individual and interaction you have, be it a minute or a lifetime long, is a spiritual commitment you have made to each other. There is no such thing as chance. There is no such thing as coincidence. Those are illusions of the ego. Illusions to try to trick you into believing that the universe does not care for you. Coincidence, chances, not real. Not true. The universe is always working in your honor. And you're always, deep down inside, trying to honor the universe. And so that is the interaction that is occurring. And so when you work towards releasing some illusionary block within you, and those individuals who are working on the same block, you guys will come together to heal. When you heal yourself, you heal the universe. Why would the universe not be on your side when you're healing yourself and the universe knows that you're part of it, part of the universe? If you're healing yourself, then you're healing the universe. So why would the universe not work for you? For your greatest good, for your greatest growth and peace of mind and joy. Why? That's what the universe is doing every moment. Number 9, a situation in the form of a resentful relationship will be created in order to bring your mental blocks into the physical form. Okay, so you've made a spiritual commitment with your brother or sister, and then you guys set up a situation where resentment can't be experienced in the physical world. So deep down inside, you're saying to yourself and to the universe, oh, I need to work on releasing this block of resentment, which I know is not truly me. Another individual says, I agree. That block that I'm also working on is not truly me. Let's work together to figure out a way to bring this into the physical form so that we can both better see it in the physical, go through that illusion to figure out that it's an illusion, that we don't really need it, that we can value forgiveness more than resentment, that we can value peace more than pain. But many times we learned, we're in the physical world, we learn through the physical experience. And so every interaction that is occurring, whatever that looks like, you and your brothers and sisters have created it to work on releasing that illusion, releasing that block, forgiving that block, seeing that resentment as the illusion that it is, seeing the truth in your brother and sister so that you can see the truth in yourself. When you know that you are really love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, you're not resentment, and neither are they. But sometimes we need to experience it in the physical form to realize that this is so. And so when we forgive that resentment, and we choose peace instead of pain, it's released. It's let go. It dissolves in your light, in your understanding. Okay. Number 10. I figured I would just my way somehow. Number 10. And if I did miss a point, please forgive me. Your sister, that person you're resentful of, by her volunteering for this mission, is actually helping you bring out and remove this false illusionary belief of resentment out of your mind and life. And so you see that individual who the ego has insisted that you must judge and insisted you must be resentful for, and thus really poisoning yourself when you have these anger and stress, anxiety, resentment, jealousy. All that poisons you. You know it poisons you. You know you feel it. You know you feel it being weighed down. Just the energy is darkened. It's heavy. It's burdensome. It's a burden. It's a burden. You cannot feel resentment and not feel a burden. Unconscious as it may be, invisible as it may be, you're carrying that burden. Resentment is a burden. And so your sister, she has volunteered. What else but gratitude can we give to somebody who's volunteering to help us release our own blocks through the awareness of who we truly are? And so let us remember that our brothers and sisters are volunteers in our growth. They're volunteering to help us heal. They're volunteering to help us remember who we truly are. And that is what is occurring in every single moment. When you see a brother or sister, any interaction you have with them, they're helping you remember who you truly are. Even that individual that cuts you off in traffic, he's helping you remember that you're not anger. You are forgiveness. That you're not condemnation. That you are compassion. That you have no need for pain. That you want peace. Everybody's volunteering for you. Everybody's in your corner. The ego would insist otherwise. What does the ego know? And have we not traveled those roads 1,000 times before? And have we not ended on a dead-end road 1,000 times before? We all have. We simply have called, even now, in this example of resentment, which is really the same example of everything else, of anger, revenge, jealousy, whatever illusion the ego draws or tries to support. It's all the same as resentment. So in this post, resentment is really symbolic of every illusion that we carry with us. So if you're carrying, let's say, anger instead of resentment, or jealousy instead of resentment, it's the same thing, it's the same post. Okay. Number 11. She, who you once judged, is gifting you the opportunity to forgive what you once found unforgivable, to find peace in an area of your life where you once believed peace was not possible. And so you see, we have these blocks to our awareness: resentment, unforgiveness. This person does not deserve forgiveness. Pain instead of peace. Well, what does that mean when we actually being resentful or experiencing pain or not forgiving? What does that really all mean? It means that we believe within ourselves that we're not worthy of peace. We're blocking our own awareness to love, the love within us. And so deep down you're saying to yourself, I am not worthy of peace or love. And so let me block my awareness to it. Because if I don't see it in my brother, then I know that I can't see it in myself. Because the ego would tell us that we're, or sell us also, that we're separate bodies. And so it says you can attack them without hurting yourself. You can attack them and have peace. That's not true. When has that ever been true? Yes, the ego would say, if you attack them, then hey, they're deserving of that attack, and you'll be fine. But who carries that attack with them? Who thinks about it throughout the day of how they reacted to a fellow brother or sister? Who tosses and turns at night thinking about how they reacted to their brothers or sisters? You. And so let us not block the awareness to the truth in us. When we let go of resentment, when we let go of jealousy, anger, we start to see who we truly are. We're saying, when we're releasing these blocks, we're saying we are worthy of being loved, of being loved. We are worthy of peace. We are worthy of compassion. We have been forgiven. We are worthy of forgiveness. Number 12. Once you resolve the issue, once you choose to value forgiveness over resentment, peace over pain, you let go of this block and return and realign with the awareness that your truth is loving, compassion, and forgiveness. I spoke about this a moment ago in point 11. When you let go of the idea that resentment is somehow useful to you. Now, let us do this. Let us, when a block of resentment comes along, and we know that that's not truly us, let us not judge ourselves for this, because this is just an illusion. This block is an illusion. Let us instead be grateful that we have the wisdom, the understanding to see that this is an actual illusion. Because how many people walk through this world blind, insisting that resentment, that they have every right to be resentful, they have every right to be angry, they have every right to be jealous. The world has given them every right to support that anger within them. And yet, what does that give you? Nothing. It simply serves the ego's purpose of separating you from your brother and sister. And you're not separate. We are one. And the more we realize this oneness, the more aligned with the truth we are within ourselves, and the more peace we will have because of it. 13. Because you and your sister volunteered and succeeded in resolving this issue, you both can now, by having this life experience, become an example to others that indeed such illusionary beliefs, blocks to the awareness of the truth in us, can be released, dropped, and forgiven. Okay, you and your sister worked out this, brought this issue of resentment into the physical form, ended up resolving it through forgiveness, through compassion, through kindness, through love, through self-love, and then released it, forgiven it, and then you become an example to this world, to your brother and sister, to those who even saw the situation, to those who somehow in some form experienced the situation. When this was released, they learned from this forgiveness, from this resolution of this illusion. So they who were around this issue also learned from your realigning with the truth within you. And so now you become an example of forgiveness over condemnation. You become an example to others and to yourself for your future situations, that peace can be felt more than pain, that you can value peace more than pain, that you can value compassion more than condemnation. And that is your gift to the world, your gift to the universe. Not only are you releasing this illusion from yourself, but all those around you have learned from it, and then all those in the future who are going to go into this type of situation will be able. You'll be able to teach them how. Thank you. You'll be able to teach them how to release it. So your life experience will actually help future generations or future individuals, because you went through it. You went through that illusion yourself. You went through that door yourself, and so you can teach them what's in the other side. 14. Both will become living physical examples of forgiveness and compassion to those who are still buying into their illusions, that they too can thank those they once cursed, and that there indeed exists the possibility for love and peace in areas where the ego insisted could only be resentment and pain. There could only be resentment and pain. And so you become a greater light to your brothers and sisters, because you have gone through those illusions, those blocks that most of us grow up with. But because you went through them and you were able to dissolve them with your compassion, your kindness, your forgiveness, realigning with the truth within you, instead of still buying into these illusions, you become a greater light to everyone and all. And people will search for you. When you stand strong in the energy of peace, love, self-love, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, people will search you. Because deep down, people know that they deserve that. People want that. Because people are that. Everyone is that. That's the truth in everyone. People want to let go of their illusions. Deep down, they want to let go of their illusions. That's why their illusions are happening. They're happening in the physical world. We see this physical world as such chaos and confusion. But what is that? That is us asking the universe for help and healing, and the universe delivering, and our brothers and sisters delivering the answer. And so the ego would say, oh, look at the news, so much confusion, chaos, war, whatever. Anything to anything to get more money from the ad business. What is it? What is the confusion? What is the chaos? It is us loving ourselves and our brothers and sisters. It is us, together with our brothers and sisters, courageously choosing to bring out these illusions that we have within our minds into the physical form, so that we can see them for what they truly are. They are nothing. They are an illusion. They are not real. Forgive them and they are gone. Choose forgiveness and they are gone. Choose to see your brothers and sisters' truth instead of the illusions they carry with them, and they are gone. Their illusions are gone, and all you see is the love, compassion, kindness in them. because you know that what's in them is in you, because we are one. And so let us stress out no more about it. Let us not have any more anxiety and stress towards this world. We are simply have called for help and healing, and the universe has answered our call, and this is what we have today. Just courage. That's all we have, is courage. Everybody courageously looking at their own illusions to figure out that that's not truly them. Lastly, thank you for still around. End every interaction experience with gratitude. In this case, gratitude to the truth has set you free. Gratitude that this whole experience was set up so that you can remove a block to the awareness of who you truly are. Offer gratitude to those who participate in this exercise. Those the ego would have once cursed, would have once had you blame and curse. Now forgive and thank for your new self-awareness. What else but gratitude can we honestly offer our brothers and sisters for helping us remove these illusions we have within our minds, so that the light can shine in it once again, so that the light can shine in every part of our minds? What else but gratitude could you offer everyone who helped you release yourself from anger, from jealousy, those people who helped you release yourself from thoughts of regret, thoughts of revenge? Every single person the ego ever had you condemn was volunteering to help you remember who you truly are. What else but gratitude can you offer that individual? And no matter if that person is not with you anymore, if that person is somehow in your past, and the ego insisted that you must condemn that individual, and then the ego secretly had you, because we're all one, the ego really secretly had you put the condemnation in your own backpack, invisible backpack, and carry it every single day, carry it with every single thought you had of that individual from the past. How has that worked for you? No more buy into the ego's illusions. Forgive your brother and sister who once the ego had you condemn. Send him love every time you think of him. Every time you think of him or her, send them love. Pray from the deepest part of your soul for their happiness, for their joy, for their health, for their healing. Pray from the deepest part of your heart, from the deepest part of your soul for them, like if they were your own mother or father, or the person you love most. Because the person you love most and them are one. That person the ego had you condemn, and the person you love most, that person is a part of that person you love most. And so you're not loving that person you love most as fully as you can. Imagine that. Imagine if you're barely touching the surface of how much you can love a brother or sister, because you have accepted the ego's illusions, the ego's blocks to your awareness as true. Imagine if you finally chose to let go of this resentment, jealousy, anger, all these illusions of the ego. How much more would you love that person you love most now? And how much more love would you have for that individual who the ego would have had you judge before, and carry that judgment with you wherever you go, even to bed at night? Imagine if you started to pray for each and every single individual that the ego would have once had you judge and condemn to a life without you. Condemned to a life without you. That's what the ego, that's how much the ego wants you separate from your brothers and sisters. If it could condemn everyone to a life without you. But you see, they are you. You're condemning, when you're condemning them, you're condemning yourself to not understanding who you truly are. When you're condemning your brother and sister, you're condemning yourself to not knowing your whole self. Not knowing the love, compassion, kindness, peace, joy that in truth you are. Let us not play that game anymore. We've already played that game so many times. Let us offer gratitude to our brothers and sisters today. Let us pray for them. The person we hate most, let us, from the deepest part of our souls, pray for that individual. From the deepest part of our hearts, pray for that individual. And not only that, ask Christ or God or whoever you believe in to join you, so that you and Christ or whoever join hands and pray for that individual. Visualize that individual in front of you, and visualize yourself with your spiritual family around them, and pray for them, and ask for their forgiveness. Ask their heart, or ask their truth for their forgiveness. Go straight past all the illusions and ask for their forgiveness. And ask God for His forgiveness for you judging part of yourself. And then tell God, or share with God, or say to God, God, I'm ready. I'm ready to love my whole self. I'm ready to feel true compassion, true love and self-love. I'm ready to forgive and love every single individual the ego would have once had me condemn. I need the ego no more. I need the ego's blocks and illusions no more. I forgive all the illusions that I ever had, that I ever believed in. I close the book on every single one of them. And today, I make a conscious choice to begin loving my whole self. Yikes, 32 minutes. Thank you for your time. I love you very much. Maybe you made it through. God willing you did, and if you didn't, that's fine too. You made it to the point that you needed to make it to. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you would be so kind as to like, comment, or share the video, it would help with the listing process, and it might help somebody find this information someday who can use it. If you'd like to leave me a question about any of the points, or a comment about any of the points, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you can please subscribe to my YouTube videos, I would love to have you in this community. Again, thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. Deeply. Ask me. That's how much. I mean, ask Christ. Ask God. That's my love for you. Because I'm choosing to love my whole self. I'm choosing to love my whole self today. And 100%. Not even 99.9%. Every single individual. Every single thought is blessed today. Because I know that I have called to the universe for help and healing. And I know that every moment is gifting me this opportunity so that I may remember my whole self. Thank you. And God willing, we will see each other tomorrow. Peace.